What's up, everybody? Chef Rockstar here, and I wanted to try inviting you into my video game life. So here is a playthrough that I'm starting for Elden Ring. It's going to be my first blood build, so check it out. Real quick, I had issues. It's my first time trying to game and speak, and when I game, I usually like to listen to news or watch YouTube videos in the background, and the mic was picking everything up, and I could not figure out how to not let that happen. So, with that said, just there may be some weird voice or weird sounds in the background. Additionally, I will jump in with some commentary here and there to try to make up for the lack of commentary during the playtime. But my goal in this first video is to kind of show you a route that I take now to try to buff up my character, hit a minimum of at least level 35-ish, and have enough smithing stones to both build up whatever weapon choice I have, as well as enough runes to level up, and enough flasks to not rely on just a few in the early stages of the game. So when you don't have any ashes of war, when you don't have a whole lot of vigor, and you go down rather easily. So here we go. I started another playthrough with the level 1 character, and I was joking around, and he's supposed to be Edgar Allan Poe, so I named him Poe. Anyway, at this point, I'm trying to decide if I want to use this character, and here in a second, I'll decide to just make a whole new character. So you're seeing my thought process and how indecisive I am as we go along. So it's at this point I start to decide, you know what, I have never made, I've done a strength faith, I've done a dex int, and mostly in between those. I've never done a blood arcane build yet, so I decided that that's what I was going to do this time. So at this point, I am still trying to decide, and not sure if that's the direction I want to go, and but that's the thought process going on right now. So that I am looking at the different stats, trying to make my choice, and obviously I'm going to decide to go with the bandit. Not sure what kind of build I want to do in this. And if you heard that, that's what I was talking about with me somewhat commentating while I'm playing, and so you'll hear little things like that. I'll do better next time. Okay, so obviously we're going through character creation. I really enjoy this part of the game, which is why I have so many games started, so many different plays started. But anyway, I decided to go with the bandit class. I chose to go with a draconian template, and the backstory is this guy. Because in my opinion, the land between is like purgatory. It's everyone in this world are either dead, the spirits of the dead, or they are like demons or demigods, or things that live in this plane of existence, which is the land between life and death. And this draconian character I'm coming up with, named Keo, who I named after my new puppy, is died. Is going to arrive in the land between. In his world, he was kind of a war chieftain, and who had a taste for the blood of his enemies, and now he finds himself in the world in the land between, and he has to figure out how to move on. And so he gets caught up in this adventure to take the seat of the god or the king of the land between, because in his mind that's going to be the only logical way to find an avenue to escape this purgatory and move on. For some characters, maybe the land between is actually heaven. You know, if you're like a Viking type person and your whole life you've lived for Valhalla and constant warfare, then you may love this place. But for my character this time around, for Kyo, that's going to be the backstory for him and his motivation to take part in this adventure that we call Elden Ring. And I don't know why. Maybe it's a self-esteem thing, but I don't like my characters to be unattractive. I've seen what the guy, and I'll call him out, ThingFishy, I follow on YouTube, has some great character build videos. Even though there's some issues I have with him, like I don't know why he doesn't share the stats he puts into his character builds. He passes over them really quickly, which drives me nuts. But I got this route that I'm going to run. I got from his video, and I'll link that in the description. But he had a character that he built that looked like Gollum for his blood build, and man, I just don't see how people can do that. Like I want my characters to look like heroes, typical looking hero type. So, you know, I've got a few female characters who I actually threw makeup on and things like that. All of my characters are muscular. I don't have any flappy, scrawny characters. Even the elderly character I have is a muscular elderly guy. So, I don't know. Do you do the same thing? Comment below.
The great Elden Ring was shattered. In our home, across the fog, the lands between. Now, Queen Marika the Eternal is nowhere to be found. And in the night of the Black Night...
As much as I love this game, I'm not a lore geek, though I would love to learn more. I'd love to... If you know... First off, if you know where I can find more about the lore behind Elden Ring, please comment below. Also, I was curious, whose voice is this supposed to be? Is it supposed to be... what's his name? Sir Gideon? Who is it? Comment below.
Of the Elden Ring. The mad taint of their newfound strength triggered the shattering. A war from which no lord arose. A war leading to abandonment by the greater will. Oh, rise now, ye tarnished, ye dead who yet live. The call of long-lost grace speaks to us all. Chieftain of the Badlands.
I don't think I've ever watched this all the way through.
The ever-brilliant Gold Mask. Fear,
It's kind
the
of neat.
deathbed companion. The loathsome Dung Eater. and Sir Gideon Ofnir, the all-knowing.
I think the land between means it's the land of the dead. So that's why our character is
And one other.
the spirit of someone that passed, a draconian that passed in this world, that wakes up in this world and gets caught in this adventure trying to find a way to rest in peace. And if that means becoming the king of the world, that's what he's going to do.
Cross the fog to the lands between. To stand before the Elden Ring.
It's purgatory.
And become the Elden Lord.
Or it's heaven, depending on how you look at it. And this is where the adventure begins. So stick with me, and what I'll try to do is record as much of this playthrough as possible and just share it online. Eventually I'll probably start gaming live on Twitch, but in the meantime I want to add some content to YouTube so you can follow along with the games I'm playing. Thanks for watching. My plan is just to kind of fast forward through a lot of the dialogue stuff. Like I said, if you haven't played the game, don't know the dialogue, I apologize, but you'll just have to play it. I'm usually buy a crafting kit and torch and if maybe some pots, but I try to save as much of the runes as possible until I'm ready to level up for the first time. Remember, this first part of the game is just me trying to get as much runes, a talisman, and stones, smithing stones, to build my character up so that I can actually start the game and be decently leveled so I don't die a lot.
told you guys I suck. And I said they were easy to parry. He's probably right for me. What did I switched weapons? That was dumb. I'm hitting the wrong button, that's why. Well, that's not exactly why, but... way too early. I'm gonna figure this out, guys. Here she is.
Greetings.
The love of my life.
Traveler from beyond the fog. I am Melina. I offer you an accord. Have you heard of the Finger Maidens? They serve the two fingers, offering guidance and aid to the tarnished. But you, I am afraid, are maidenless. I can play the role of maiden, turning runes into strength to aid you in your search for the Elden Ring. You need only take me with you to the foot of the Erd Tree. Then it's settled. Summon me by grace to turn runes. Another matter. I bequeath to you this ring. Use it to traverse great distances. It will summon a spectral torrent has chosen you. Treat him with respect. This way, Tarnished. May I have a pleasure to meet thee, Tarnished. I am the witch Renna. I'd heard tell of it, and upon looking into the matter, the talk, I surmise, is of thee, to call forth a spectral steed named Torrent. As I had hoped, I Torrent's former master. 'Tis a bell for calling forth spirits. Summon them with it. From ash and return to the Erd Tree. The spirits will obey thine command but briefly. Now it is thine, to do with as thou wishest. Forgive mine intrusion, I doubt we shall again meet. But all the same, learn well the lands between. How long will it be, I wonder, before the Tarnished tire of obeisance to the two fingers?
That's my other love of my life. Actually, this is where I'm gonna have to quit.